Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope we're all doing well. So today's video I'm going to be talking to you about sleep and specifically having a morning and night routine. Something I've kind of followed for the last year or 2 years. So I think for me something over the last month or so specifically I've got into a really good routine of kind of just doing the same thing every single morning and every single night. I've been going to bed, going to sleep at waking up and going to sleep at the same sort of time every single day. And this has really helped like boost my overall productivity and just making me feel a lot more happier in general. And I think this has been the case for a lot of like people who have been successful, especially like you see a lot of young entrepreneurs these days that have like specific like morning routines and stuff and nighttime routines. They tend to kind of wake up and they go to sleep at a similar sort of time every single day. So I think this is something that it does help a lot of people, and I think you will find if you haven't had one yet, that you will find a boost specifically in your productivity. And I know a lot of people watching this might be like, "Oh yeah, but it's not that easy. I have this job, or I have this, or I have that makes it difficult. I have my kids, and whatever type of limiting belief that comes to your head. I know that people have them, but I'm not saying like you need to stick to this routine every single day because, like I say, I know life gets in the way some days, and it does for me where I can't really do the exact same thing every single day when it comes to my routine. Like yesterday morning, it was a bit of a different day for me. Like I went to the gym a lot earlier than I kind of used to, because I was going to go watch the football, and like took me off track and stuff. But I have a routine that I follow pretty much nearly like probably like 8 or 9 times out of 10, and that is good enough for me. And even if you follow it like a few times, it will still like boost your productivity, and the more you do it, the easier you'll find it. Um, you see like a lot of people's morning routines, particularly if you watch like TikToks, reels, and shorts. Maybe someone like Dwayne Johnson or like David Goggins, like he gets up at 5 a.m. He goes for like a 10k run or something, or he's in the gym for like 2 hours as soon as he gets up. And I think a lot of people see these videos, and two things either happens: they go for one or the other. They either think, "Oh yeah, like I'm really motivated. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna get up at 5. I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna go for a run." Or you get the people who are like, "Oh, like that's just ridiculous. Like I'm not even gonna bother making a routine. Like it's just not something I could stick to. It's not the type of lifestyle I want to live. He's different to me." And although I like the mindset and the attitudes of kind of the first one, saying like, "Oh yeah, it motivates you and you really want to do that type of thing and you really want to push yourself to the limits," which is really good. And I always say you should kind of have that type of mindset. But I think for anyone who's kind of trying to keep up with someone like Dwayne Johnson, David Goggins, these guys are like, yeah, they're a limited breed. Like 99.9% of people just can't do it. Um, so you got to be like realistic somewhat. You like if you're really like struggling with your day to day life, your habits are really bad, your lifestyle's really poor. Say if you like you're jacking off multiple times a day, your diet's shit, you're sleep deprived. Like it's just not realistic to say, "Oh, I'm gonna get up at 5 every day." It's just not gonna work. Maybe yeah, a couple of days you'll think, "Oh yeah, that guy said I couldn't do it. I can do it." Like yeah, maybe it will work for a couple of days, but you want to think of something that can work in the long term, something that you can use as a day to day kind of guide. um, and I think that's really important. Although you, like I say, you can update this and modify it as you kind of go along. Something I've kind of done. Start. You just want to set the bar nice and low. Even for a lot of people, I think if they could just get up and not look at their phones as the first thing they kind of see, logging into the virtual world, that would be a really positive thing to do. Like I see so many people and speak to so many people, and the first thing they do is check their phone, see what's on Instagram, see who's replied to them, see what messages they have. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, first of all, for your eyes, like blue light is the worst thing for you. Mentally as well, like it's just so bad. Like what you're checking in the virtual world and not into your actual world. Like the first thing you should be doing is checking on yourself. And it's just like so many people just do this every single day, and they're kind of just stuck in it. It's like they're unconsciously doing it. I'm sure people watching this will be like, oh yeah, I do that, but I don't even think about it every morning. And when I was like 14, 15, before I went to school, that's what I would be doing. I'd be waking up, checking my phone, sitting in bed for like half an hour, but like, yeah, that would just make me. I'll just start the day and feel like shit. Even once I kind of get my morning routine like out of the way, and if I say go on my phone for 10 minutes or so, and it's not doing kind of something productive, maybe like, I don't know, like replying to a message from someone, or something to do with finances, whatever it may be, replying to comments, etc., etc. If it's not something productive, then I'm like, oh, I'm wasting time. I kind of get hooked. I maybe go on Instagram, reply to a message or something, and then I'll kind of scroll for maybe 5 minutes or so. And you may think like 5 minutes, like that's nothing. Like I scroll for half an hour, but yeah, for me, like once you get to like a certain level, and as you kind of you kind of level up your life, so to speak, and especially when it comes to your routine, this will kind of coincide with that. You'll get to a level where you find kind of what you're doing is like quite easy, and you kind of want to make it a bit more intense. And I think for me, somewhat, I probably got to a stage where I'm like, oh, this is quite repetitive. I do enjoy it, but I could probably maybe add a couple of things and make it a bit more challenging and a bit more exciting, just change it up a bit. I'm sure I could definitely do that going forward. So I think the most important thing kind of from this video is to create a routine that works for you. Think about your lifestyle. What kind of time are you going to wake up every day? What sort of time are you going to go to sleep every day? And then think, what type of lifestyle do you live? Do you like work a 9 to 5 job? Are you an entrepreneur? Do you kind of work part-time? Do you maybe not work at all at the moment, just trying to like find your purpose, find what's your kind of your calling in life, whatever it may be. Just like take some time to just write shit down and like realize like how my lifestyle is and how I can kind of work around it when it comes to your morning routine and your nighttime routine, because I think like these are so crucial to productivity and happiness. And I think for me, especially when it comes to like your nighttime routine, my sleep is just it's so good. So many people speak to me and they're like, my sleep, I just can't sleep. It takes me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm like, yeah, but what do you do? They'll be like, oh well, I'm like watching Netflix, or I'm like on my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, exactly. You have all this stimulation. Of course, it's going to keep you up. It's distracting you. Like, it's just comical, kind of, some people, why they think it's like so difficult to kind of get to sleep. If you had like a routine in place when you come to the morning, especially at night, I think night might even be more important. And I think nighttime routine is probably neglected. I think a lot of people have a morning routine, but they probably don't have a nighttime routine. I probably did neglect that somewhat for a certain amount of time, but I think that is so important. So yeah, that I'll speak to you about my morning routine now. So if it maybe it will help you, kind of give you some guidance. So for me, how do I start my morning? The first thing I do, I'd obviously get out of bed, go for like a piss or something, get hydrated, because obviously you wake up, you're so dehydrated, you've been asleep for like 8, 9 hours, etc., etc. Get like a good glass of water, then I'll probably gratitude journal. Then I'll go outside, get some sunlight. I know people will probably say, yeah, but in the UK it's raining and stuff. And yeah, it's true. The weather's shit here. Hopefully you're somewhere a lot nicer. But if you're not, if you are stuck in the UK, then it's not. Sunlight doesn't mean it has to be sunny outside. Like, I can't remember how much, but there's like a certain amount of lux, which is like 20,000 times higher from just stepping outside than just like looking through the window. So yeah, some days if it's like absolutely pouring it down, I probably won't go outside. But as long as it's dry, even if it's for a couple of minutes, it probably is quite cold. It's only February at the moment. I'll go outside for a couple of minutes, just get some looks into my eyes. Yeah, journal, and I'll probably go for a shit, to be honest. And whilst I'm doing that, I'll normally read a couple of pages of a book. Then I'll go have a nice cold shower, get a bit of pain or something you're kind of like not looking forward to, but afterwards I'm feeling so energized and ready to go. I think that's a big thing for me, the cold shower, having like some cold water therapy is like crucial to starting your day, and I think scientifically it's highly recommended. Then I'll meditate for maybe 5-10 minutes. I'll try to do 10 minutes, And then yeah, kind of after that I'll probably go have a coffee, and then I'm kind of ready to go with my work. I tend to then go and yeah, start my day, whatever it may be. Normally end up doing like 1-2 hour blocks or so. I think that's the best way for me to work anyway. So that's kind of my morning routine. And then when it comes to night, I make sure I try to, obviously my nighttime, I do work a part-time job sometimes, so sometimes I'm working a bit later, so sometimes it can be a bit disruptive. And like I've said to you guys, I'm not expecting you to stick to it every single day, but obviously as much as you possibly can do. But my rule is kind of to not go on my phone for an hour before I go to sleep, especially no social media. Maybe I'll like go on it to like put an alarm on, or maybe I just need to quickly do something. But if it doesn't involve social media, I'm not really too bothered, because it's not really something that's going to be like messing and like playing on my mind before I go to sleep. So I'll do the skincare, and then I'll probably, what do I do? My nighttime routine is not like as drastic as my morning one, so I'd probably do that, and then I'd go read for a bit, maybe read like about 10 pages before I go to sleep. And then by the time I've like kind of read, I'm just really tired anyway, because it's you don't get like a big buzz of like stimulation. That's why a lot of people don't like reading, because it's long, it's not stimulating, it makes you quite tired, so that does help. And I just do quite like reading, especially like educational self-help books are really good. Reading The Millionaire Fast Lane right now, which I'll definitely do a book review on the future with. And then yeah, I'll probably just like I meditate kind of I'll pray before I go to sleep, and then meditate. I feel like I'm missing something. Just meditate before I go to sleep. Yeah, and that is pretty much it for my night routine. It's not kind of as heavy as it is in the morning. I think the morning just set you up for the day. But like I say, one thing I am trying to get into both my morning and night routine is stretching, because I feel that's crucial, especially if you're a regular exerciser, if that's a word, or gym goer like me. I go to the gym like 6-7 times a week at the moment, and I get a lot of pain, so stretching is key too, and something I definitely should do, especially before I go to sleep. Yeah, that's key. I try not to eat a couple of hours before I go to sleep too. So yeah, that's kind of my morning and nighttime routine, and that what I say, like I say, I think it's really crucial to your sleep, improving your sleep, which is so underestimated by a lot of people, especially if they're kind of in a 9 to 5 job. They'll be like, it's so neglected, and I think like a lot of older people, maybe like, it's hard to say, but I think probably just at all ages, to be honest, I just neglect sleep so much, and will prioritize like stimulation and be like, oh yeah, it's fine. But having like a regular like, sleep pattern too, like you get the same amount of sleep every single day, is like really important too. Waking up, going to sleep at the same time every day, and like a lot of people, if they're in a 9 to 5 job, they'll maybe go to sleep, wake up at the same time 5 days of the week, and then 2 days they'll be like all over the place. But your mind, your body doesn't know that at all, so it's really confused. Like weekends are a man-made invention, so the body just doesn't understand whatsoever. So I'd definitely recommend, if you are working like a 9 to 5 job, to try your best to kind of stick to the same pattern, and stick to your morning and nighttime routines as much as you possibly can when it comes to the weekend too. But like I said, guys, like I know it's not possible every single day, and life gets in the way. I completely understand this. But I recommend, and I hope you all will start getting into a morning and nighttime routine. Let me know what yours is currently. I'd be really interested to know. Maybe it would help me in mine, because I've only been doing it, like I say, a year, but really consistently over the last month, and it's just like helped me so much. So I really do recommend this, and I've put a lot of it. I really do emphasize it a lot. So yeah, hopefully this video has really helped you guys. A lot more content coming very soon. Take care, guys. Peace.